There was a time while serving as a member of the House of Representatives that I was called upon to conduct a probe into Customs Service. And for those of us who know customs, in those days, it was a cesspool of corruption. So as soon as I was saddled with that responsibility, the ones running the show at the agency decided that they didn't want the probe to hold. So what they did was to gather some money, and that money was in the billions. They called me to say, okay, Chairman, we will give you this money if you abort this probe. You can even go and talk with the leadership, because I wasn't in the leadership of the National Assembly then. If it's okay with them, take the money and you people determine how you will share it. But we don't want this probe to hold. And honestly, the offer was very, very tempting. So I said to myself, what am I going to do? I'm faced with this challenge. Therefore, what I did was to summon the meeting of the committee. And I told them, this is the offer that has been made. But if you ask me as the leader, my advice is that perhaps we shouldn't take the money. And I could loudly hear the grumblings. So I knew perhaps at that level I was standing alone. So I said to them, you know why? They said no. I said, the people bringing this money are not giving us the money because they love us. They had to do it, but because they must, to stop this hearing. They are offering us this money. And I want to assure you that the moment they give us this money, the moment we take this money, this matter will be out there on the streets. Because they are not giving us the money out of love. So they will be forced to say it. So my advice as the chairman of the committee is that we should go do our work and leave them with the money. But however, because I'm not your boss, I didn't bring you to the house, you can decide for yourself whether to take the money or to leave it so that we'll do our job. But if you decide that you are taking the money, I will quit the chairmanship. One of you should come and do the job. At that point, if you had dropped a pin, you will hear the sound. So some got up saying, no, you shouldn't bother, this is Nigeria, just take the money and forget about this. After all, nothing will happen. Even if we do the right thing, who even knows whether recommendations will be considered and implemented. So, but I could see that some people were actually touched by my presentation. So I now said, okay, since we are running a democracy, we have to run it also on the committee. Let's put this thing to vote. And I will record the votes that this one voted yes, this one voted no, this one voted yes. At that time, overwhelmingly, we resolved that we will not take the money because they know that I will say it, that these were the people who said we should take the money. They know me very well. So we went ahead, did the job, and there's nobody in the Customs Service today that will not ascribe the rise of the service and the reformation then to this very exercise. I think the money that was offered to us was about 3 billion naira. And the committees are there, 3 billion in those days. We are not talking about 3 billion now. That was, I think, about 2008 or 2009, thereabout. So in the course of the public hearing as well, we run into a situation where someone who was already a governor of a state at that time had taken money to supply 2 helicopters to the Customs Service and haven't done so. Along the line, this same person had collected some money running to hundreds of millions to build a custom command at a certain airport. I know why he simply did. He bought a 40-foot container and roofed it. That was all. So when we sought to inquire, I was told, as the chairman of the prop, that look, this money wasn't actually given for us to buy helicopters for the custom. It was meant to finance the 2007 election that brought you into the House of Representatives. So the money was used for politics, so we should forget about it. And the money that was paid without due process could even buy you like 4 of those helicopters. So I was summoned to a meeting and told that this is an X amount of money. I should take it as the chairman of the prop, share it to the committee. We should forget about this issue of the helicopters. And after we're done with the job, I can come back for the balance of the money. Very influential man then. And I remember telling him, sir, you know the challenges this country has with revenue. Your Excellency, then. And as at that time, we had just 12,000 people in the Customs Service, 12,000 staff. And we had over 200 smuggling roads along, if you know Ogun State very well, along the border at Idiroko, just around that. And so it was a challenge that even if you were to ask the custom officers then to hold their hands like this and spread themselves across those roads, they cannot even cover the place. And the only way they could do their work effectively then was that if you go up, you know you can see more. That was the reason for the supply of those helicopters. So I said to him, Your Excellency, I know this money can buy 4 helicopters. I'm not interested in the money that is being offered to me. We want a better customs service. Sir, give us just these 2 helicopters. We're not even going to talk about the 4 because the money was enough to buy 4. Just give us the 2 helicopters. You were given contract to supply 2 helicopters. Supply the 2 helicopters for the service. And we will let you go. Incidentally, it was this same man who has collected the money to build the custom command at an airport. So to even make the offer more appetizing to him, I said, if you give us the 2 helicopters, even that one, we are prepared to let you go, we'll not caution it. But I'm not interested in anything you're offering me. Church, this man cursed me and walked me out of his house. So what did I do thereafter? On the day of the public hearing, his younger brother was the MD of the company, I made sure I paid from my pocket. We put him live on telly. And when we started grilling him, he started crying. Lo and behold, within 3 weeks, these helicopters were supplied. I can say it without fear of any contradiction that since that time, the Customs Service has not acquired any additional helicopter. So those are some of the challenges. We can go on and on.
This is ROS TV.